Welcome to the Take2Crew podcast. I am yo Scoop. Tyreek, whatever my name is.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Oh man, you just threw me off. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mike. Man, this guy is comedy. I'm telling you.
Yep, everything is gonna be always unexpected. Okay, man. Man, we would get canceled before we even got started if they heard these conversations. Okay.
Oh, terrible.
You know what? That brings us to our first topic of the day: double standards.
Double standards.
Right? First double standard is the fact that y'all gonna look at these shirts and say, y'all had these shirts on another episode. Mind your business. While women could do it, she can wear the same red bottoms. Why can't I wear the same shirt? Okay.
Look, in my defense, I got 3 black shirts. This is my favorite one.
Yeah, man. I got the same shirt. I just washed it and put it on again. Mind your business, okay? All right, man. So listen, over this week, we had the craziest thing happen. Well, it didn't happen to us, but it's been sweeping the nation. It was Busta Rhymes, man. He was walking out of an arena, and this woman, this aggressive woman, grabbed his butt. You know, he didn't turn around and smack her, punch her in the face. He threw a drink at her. And the world is mad at Busta Rhymes because he threw a drink at her. But we don't want to talk about the fact that he got his butt touched. She broke the law. You're right. If this was Law and Order SVU, rest in peace, Detective Munch, she would be in jail right now. All right?
Detective Munch.
He just died, like today.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. So it's a double standard. Dum 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 dum.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, man. So how you feel about the double standard in this situation?
No, I think I wouldn't say he was right for throwing a drink on her. I think that was, you know what I mean, a little aggressive because of his celebrity status, you know what I mean?
Oh, you a munch.
You gotta keep it real. You gotta be honest, man. You know, it is what it is. That's how it goes. You know, even if you're a celebrity and you do something that's wrong, your status, you know what I'm saying, is what get hurt the most. Or, you know, depending on how type of person you are. So
you saying that he's wrong for throwing a drink at her face?
Absolutely.
What you think he should have did when he got his butt touched?
I think he could have checked her a little bit differently. You know what I mean?
You should have touched her a little differently?
No, could have checked her a little bit differently than the drink part. You know what I'm saying? It's just what happens. It just
educate me. I gotta know this, man, because if a man touches a woman's butt without her permission, that's sexual assault.
And vice versa, it is too.
You can be subject to being a sex offender. Like if you wanted to follow the lay of the law, if you grab a woman's butt without her permission, you know, you can be subject to penalties for the rest of your life because you're a sex offender. You touch somebody, and I'm not saying she was like had that intention, but maybe most people don't have that intention to think that if I grab a little butt, you know, I'm gonna lose my reputation. But she grabbed that man's butt.
You know what I think? I think that and this is just me being me. I don't even think that the standard is in the action. I think the standard is in the status of the celebrity.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Let him do that, like you said. If he do it to her, girl, let me tell you, Busta done slap my behind, boom, boom, boom.
Or if she want money.
You know what I'm saying? Then you look at it on the opposite of it being someone who's in the public eye a lot. Somebody who's a legend in the hip-hop industry. Somebody who, you know, put other people on and things of that nature. That's what it also comes down to, too. Because I'm pretty sure there's people, you know what I'm saying, who we don't know that do the same exact thing, but either their punishments may be either be severe or less severe, and their reputation may be either boosted or it's tarnished.
Okay.
You feel me?
But I just think that in this situation, man, like when it all falls down to black and white, that woman should have put her hands on that man.
I agree.
And if a man was to do that to a woman, you know, he would be subject to his reputation being destroyed, but also he's going to face criminal charges. And if she's looking for a bag, she done got a couple hundred racks for a little cheap touch.
You know? Yeah, you're right. Emotional distress.
Yeah, I think that you know, I don't think she should go to jail, but
no.
You know, I do think she should take some class on you know, when no means no, because we've seen this happen so many times with women where they can say one thing and it lead to something else. Case in point, the young men from Georgia. Now the case ain't the same. I'm just saying, I'm just giving what happened. These two, I think either with Georgia or LSU players, 2 years ago, they were brought up on charges of rape because a young lady said that she raped them. I mean that they raped her. To turn around that she was lying. You know, and not everybody lies. These things really happen in life, but they took her word for it, you know, believed her, and then those two young men, they millions of dollars gone because they didn't get the chance to finish out their playing because they were NFL bound, both players. And now they're done because of an accusation that she made and she was lying. But in this situation, again, it ain't the same, but I'm just giving an analogy. Like, look what happened. We've seen it happen. And like, it's not a big deal. It's a new subject happening, you know, the next following week, because it's not a big deal when it's happening to a man versus when it's happening to a woman. But
because I think society says we have to protect our women at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to men, it goes, you know better. Even if your mom didn't, even if your father wasn't around, they go, your mama raised you better than that. Well, she wasn't around either.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's based off of your demographic of where you live, because what may be accessible in the hood isn't the same if you're in a suburban area. We're not even gonna go black, white, because that's a whole different ball game. That's a whole different standard that we're talking about there.
Seriously.
So, but we got to be careful with that kind of stuff as well. You know, because even then, let's say she pressed charges because of the drink, whatever. They could be convincing him to settle out. Like, you got it. Go ahead. You got it. No.
Yo, but how can she press charges if she was the one who put her hands on him?
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like you just said, they're going to side with the person first. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and let's take the movie Antoine Fisher. Great movie. I love the movie. The way Derek Luke, that was the guy who played Antoine Fisher, when he came back as a grown man and he checked the two women for what they did to him. Now, if he had went to the police, let's say he went to the police at the age as an adult, he probably would have been clowned, because other people were like, man, let them rape me. Let them do me like that. I would love for that to happen to me. No, you don't, because you don't know what else comes with that.
Yeah.
But that's the aroma that we put on our inner city kids, that if this does happen to you, if you're a man and this happens to you, and you tell, you a punk. So like this stuff, these double standard stuff done happen way before anything else, but now it gets less attention or less attraction depending on who's saying what.
Yeah, that's even like with the situation saying, if, like you said, we talked about this in pre-production, but if a man had sex with 10 women, you know, he Bill Bellamy, how to be a player, pop your collar. But if a woman had sex with 10 guys, she's Octomom. She's a hoe.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if Octomom's a hoe. I don't even know why she came in my brain. But
yeah, you got that from.
Yeah, Mike said that last night. I'm just bringing it up today. So, but Well, it's not, it's a double standard in life, man. Like, it's not, if you had that many sexual partners, that's your business,
Absolutely.
But like, it don't say that you a whore or something like that, or you need to be called out your name. You've been around the world a little bit. Ain't nothing wrong with that, and yep, if that's your preference. But that's crazy.
Your prerogative, yeah. You're absolutely correct.
Let me ask you a question. We're talking about body count. At what age do you think it doesn't matter anymore? Like, what's your, like, when you, if you could, right? Well, no, you, if you was talking to a guy who was dating and he was out here and he was going through the scene, at what age would you feel like it's appropriate to be like, you know what, they don't care about what your body count is?
That's a great question. On account of somebody who started off as a late bloomer, I would say like your late 20s.
Okay.
I'd say your late 20s. Yeah.
I can understand that because most societies say you should be getting married around like when you're 30. Supposed to be, but we have friends that are mid-30s that are, have no desire to be married. A committed relationship, that's all they care about. But I feel like I watched this happen with a few of my friends when we were younger, when they were like, in their 20s. Well, I would say like between 21 to 24. They're like, listen, man, the man I gotta be with, he gotta have a degree, a good job, a BMW or any luxury car, his own place, his own money. He need to take me out. And then when you hit 26 to 29, you're like, you know what? It's okay if he got one kid, as long as he has a good relationship with the mom. And then when you hit your 30s, you like, you know what? Maybe he's been married before and he's divorced with 3 kids. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
He take care of his kids, he ain't behind on the child support. If you pay him, you got good health benefits, we're good to go. And then now you get to that stage where you about to be pushing 40, where you're like, you know what, man? It's okay if you got one felony, it ain't like you shot the whole block up,
Yeah. Okay.
Those things don't, you realize that some of those things are not, they're not it doesn't talk about the resume of that person's life or who they really are, because you got to get to know them. So it's kind
so you're saying so you're saying the longer the standard, the expectation changes.
The older you get, you go from here to like here. And there's nothing wrong with keeping a high standard, but some standards may not be realistic. Now, there are men out here who's in their 30s with no children, no felonies. We don't got felonies. We're 35, but we got hella kids, and it's safe for black men over here. But we got, he got a felony. You see me? But I was just thinking, like, man, who I know got, one kid and one felony? You see me? All right. So anyway, is it a felony if you're still in jail?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know. I've never been in jail that long, so I don't know. Like, I only been in knowing I was coming home, so I don't know.
Because, like, you're going to have a degree, but you got to finish to get out first before they give it to you.
I don't know.
Got a stamp of approval, like felony,
I've done weekends. That was it. The longest I did was 9 days, so I don't know.
I did my 18 hours in a holding cell, cry for 17 and a half.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cried if I knew if the guy didn't know me. He was like, "You Kim's son?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, you're protected." It was over, Mike. It was over. You hear me?
Nah, I think we've all experienced that once or twice, though. But you know what? Talking about jail and prison, that's the only double standard place where it's accepted. I truly believe that.
In the community, depending on your community.
Yeah.
Because
I say yeah. Go ahead. Saying it that way.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's what they do. We go, one, you're all in there for jail. Like you're all locked up. You know what I'm saying? The thing is like, oh yeah, I'm locked up, but I'm locked up like this though. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm a level two inmate. Well, you know what I'm saying? And it's literally, they have those kind of tiers where you're like, you know what I'm saying? You got, you're at maximum security. That means you're super dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But even if you're in that even if you're both in that category, they still find a way to go, well, you a murderer. Nah, so you a top dog. Or you're a pedophile, so you way down here.
Yeah, jail is jail.
Like, you killed 5 people, but you raped 5 kids. Like, that's how they do it. Like, it's crazy. And then they leave with that same mindset. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, it's really dangerous.
I mean, we do it out here though. You know, we go, you know, your sin is different from my sin.
Oh yeah.
So it's like we're supposed to be all on a level playing field, but it's like, all right, you know, I'm cheating on my wife, you know, but you know, you get.
Yeah.
Like the same. But it's like, yo, first of all, the Bible in itself is just like, you know, it's you got to take what's for you and move it for yourself. But I don't know how that works when it comes to jail. Like you said, I haven't experienced that, but it's like, bro, it's wild, man. Like, man, there's no sin better than the other. Same thing with jail.
Yeah.
Jail, you in
but
jail.
Yeah, you're right. But that's how we do it. That's definitely how we do it, especially in our relationships. You know what I'm saying? We do just that. You know, like, yeah, I cheated, but I ain't spent $3,000 on him. You like, what?
Yeah.
You know, but this is, and I think I can't speak for everybody, but I've been guilty of doing it, even as early as last month. So, you know what I'm saying?
You cheat with emotion, or you just cheat?
Neither one. Neither. But if you're going to go that route, I believe men cheat just to cheat. If they do cheat. You know what I'm saying? I think women cheat off of emotion. I think it's something that happens over time. You know what I'm saying? Being someone who's been cheated on and have done that in the past, in my previous life, that's what it's based off of. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're cheating, you're not cheating to get another wife, another girlfriend. You're cheating because they're providing something in that very moment that your wife isn't doing at that time.
So it's connected to your emotions.
Yeah, but not in a way.
Emotionally cheat too.
Yeah, but they don't double standard. They don't look at it as, no. I ain't say I love her. You telling this dude you love her. I just had sex with
her. It's the same thing, bro.
But these are argumentative points in relationships where they do that. You go, oh, you telling him you love him and you miss him? You be like, what? You know, dude, guys, like, we can't see when we go cheating. Like, you know, they be like, who this? You be like, what?
Oh, that's Tiffany.
You for some reason, you blind when you get caught cheating. They
like 2020 vision. Like, what?
Like, let me see. Then you sit there like,
you can't spell. Like,
you try to go like, this is the picture. Try to like, that's not even me. What you talking about? Like, so, you know, off of that part alone, you know, like I said, that's something we don't look at it like that. Yeah, we go, I cheated, but I ain't cheat. I don't know what that even means. I mean, I don't know what that even means. You know, it's like, no, you still, but you ain't still. Like,
yeah, like, you know, but I feel like, man, back in my day when I was down in these streets, it was definitely fake emotion connected to it, because I was like, oh man, you know what? I'm missing this. When our reality was there, I just had my mind made up and I wanted out.
Yeah.
You know, it's done.
We look for ways of out. And then it's funny because when you get out, you want to come home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're like, you created the double standard thinking it was going to backfire, and it backfired on you. You thinking it like, oh, she doing her thing. You're like, oh, snap. Nah, now you.
She losing weight. She dressing better. Her makeup taking 5 extra minutes that she took when it was.
You feel me?
You know?
Now you see her. Now you like, dang. And now you try to do everything else to mess up her new life, thinking you're going to be a new person. But technically, you just really want to be back in that in that good graces with that person because you don't want nobody else to have it.
Bro, first of all, that's get out of my head. Because legit, that's exactly what happened. Man, we got divorced. We done. I come back. I come to Jersey. Think I got my life together. And everybody like, yo, man, you didn't even see her yet. I'm like, so what? I seen them pictures. I'm like, bro, you know, if you don't, that's the thing about men, you know, can't speak for women. For men, we won't appreciate something until it's gone, right? But when it's gone, it's like, yo, you had all these things, but you didn't want to take the time to do nothing. You didn't want to compliment her. You barely want to talk to her. You don't want to text her throughout the day, but you're willing to invest this time with somebody else who don't even know you. But this person right here, taking care of you, making sure the house is straight, but you want to go out here and dibble dabble and everything else. And then what happens is, yo, they get their life together. And you know what? Men, we get our stuff together too. We got to learn from the mistakes that we made. But bruh, why sit there and waste your time? Just get it together. Just get it together now.
That's it.
That's it. There's no point in chasing something that in our reality is not going to make you happy, not going to satisfy you. You just see you're in a rat race of life, unfortunately, and you're allowing yourself to be put in these situations where you don't have to be in. It's all about controlling the controllables.
You know? And that was my biggest fear when I got divorced. That our divorce, you know, you was around for it. The divorce, it wasn't a bad divorce itself. Mm-hmm. Everything in between, it got ugly. But on the actual note of a divorce, it became something that she wanted, that eventually became something that we wanted, that eventually became something that, hey, this could probably work again, that eventually became, say, we're better off of just being best friends. Yeah. That eventually be saying, we're going to stay friends. And even to this day, there may be people who are like, oh, I always thought that you and your ex-wife would get back together. Granted, we get along better now than we did then. That's just because life has happened. We've been able to mature throughout the situation. But the standard was the standard when it was, and we never, I'm not going to say this. When we got to a point of, this isn't what I want anymore, that was the standard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, we don't want anybody else to come in between something that we lost, to the point where it's a better outcome than what we had. Mm. You know? But we got to be careful with that, because I learned after the whole divorce process that there's happiness after heartbreak. But men got to understand that you're hurt too. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we hurt privately. You know what I'm saying? When we ain't around nobody or anything else of that nature. I'm grateful that at this day and age, 20 years of friendship, that I could call you and be like, yo, man, I miss this person bad as heck. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about my ex-wife for anybody that's listening. I miss her so bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm, you know, we don't do that. We don't do that at all. You know what I'm saying? We are actually in a place of co-parenting, and we make it look so easy. You know, on my other show, my goal is to get her on the show so we can talk about how we do it the way we do it. Yeah. Because I want to help somebody else know that there can be life after, you know, you and your ex-wife, your significant other, whoever, don't make it. You can still be around each other and function as such. You just have to be willing to put the work in to do it. 100%. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. I pray that for anybody who's not with their kid's mother or ex-wife or whoever, anybody that you have children with, I pray that you're able to get to that point, but you have to release the double standard. Yep. You can't go, oh, you can't have nobody around because that's when it really get crazy. Oh, you dating somebody? Well, they better be around my kids. Whoa, they around me, they around my kids. Over time. It ain't something that, you know, that happens just out of nowhere. No, okay, you know what? We get to this point, cool, and it happens randomly. It just happens randomly. You know what I'm saying? You in the car with your kids and they need to ride somewhere. Oh, hey y'all, this is boom.
Yeah, your new auntie.
But then the problem is when the kids go, because it's always that one kid that say one thing wrong and change the whole dynamic of the agreement.
Which one of those kids is yours? Which kid is that?
My son, Malachi.
I kid you not, I had Malachi.
That's my son. That's my homie, but that's my son. Like,
only because Malachi is a Sagittarius, and I honestly feel like, we don't be thinking, we just be talking.
And that's me. That's me.
Like, what just happened? That's Malachi.
Yeah. My son be like, Dad, that was so fun. The mom go, what? Dad, friend, you bought us Slurpees. You like,
he wasn't thinking, bro.
And that's how it go. Something so subtle. They go a phone call, and the whole. I tell you, don't have nobody around my children. It wasn't even like that. They needed a ride. Like, and that's the whole
way.
Yeah, the whole standard. Just and then I stopped for gas, and then she was thirsty, so the kids when we all went in there together. So now you just make it a situation. Oh, you doing family outings at 7-Eleven? Like what? We getting gas. Like,
oh shit, thank you, come again trick. Okay.
So you know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody supposed to be around my children. You know that. You like, yo, we got gas. Like,
yeah, CJ ain't having that, bro.
And there's nothing, and this is where in the area where I miss having a father to teach me that kind of standard. Where I'm like, this is what's going on, this is what happened. My passiveness has me like, yo, is she really wild? I'm gonna just talk to you later.
I know, bro. Oh my gosh, I hate that.
You feel me? That's me. That was me.
Get your life together, Mike.
You know what I'm saying? After I had kids, again, I'm like, okay, so, all right, now I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? But my favorite double standard is when a woman go, oh, you could do this with her, but you couldn't do that with me. You like, yo, I'm the same person though. Like, nah, you got time to be home. You like, yo, I'm always home. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that kills me when I hear women say that. Like, oh, you could take her to here, but you took me to McDonald's. You like, she told me that she don't eat McDonald's. So I had to go to Chick-fil-A. Like, or
maybe you didn't have Chick-fil-A money at the time,
That too.
Yeah, things change. When relationships change, sometimes job status could change, and it can increase your funds. So, we don't have to do like a McDouble bundle. Yeah. You can go get you a number one upsize to that Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. You're right.
If you want to take you to Five Guys.
Yeah. Do you watch? I don't know anybody that's watching this. If you watch the TV show Sisters,
nah.
Tyler Perry, yo, if you don't watch it, start from episode 1, season 1. They're probably like in season 5 now. Perfect example. This girl, I ain't gonna give it all away, but I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis. It's 4 girls, best friends, went to college together. It's kind of like The Wood fast forward into a TV show almost.
Bro, nothing could be The Wood, bro.
I'm just saying, that's kind of, sort of. I don't know. You watch Tyler Perry's Bruh?
No, you keep telling me to watch it. I just never had time to.
So it's like that, but there's just more better. The acting is a lot better and things of that nature. But make a long story short, it's a couple in there. They broke up because the guy kept cheating on her. That's just it. And she felt that he wasn't producing on a level that she felt that she needed to have a good life. The guy get hit by a car riding a bicycle. Grown man riding the bike, get hit by a car, get hit by a girl, and she changes his life. Put him up and not even just put him in around different people that saw him as an individual without a past.
Okay.
He came into some money on a little thing. You know what I'm saying? The freak. in the stock market. He came into some money on the stock market. He got investigated and all that other stuff. But the people around him taught him the game enough. Bought a house, cars, literally started buying other houses. He didn't do nothing stupid with his money. He literally began to become the person that she always wanted him to be. But he became that with somebody else. And like you said, it's just, it maybe is just take that one person to get you into a different mindset that person you've been with for 10, 20, 30 years just couldn't get you to no more.
Yo, you know what? I got a twist to that though, right? You could be with somebody for a certain amount of time, and you guys you break up, and you may spin the block back into that relationship. But during that time you guys wasn't together, like you said, somebody had to expose you to something that was different from what that you was consistently dealing with. You know, you had to grow. So when you come back into that relationship, you change and that person change, and it sometimes it could be for the good, sometimes it could be for the bad.
Absolutely.
In my situation, I feel like it was for the good. I just realized that one, you know, I don't have to stay somewhere I don't feel appreciated and I can't provide for my family. Meaning that my first marriage, bro, I worked at Walgreens, not making enough money. And then I finally got a job to where I was able to provide, but I ended up leaving. So it took me maybe 6-7 months to get back to where I needed to be. So when I came back, I had that opportunity. I'm more established now. I have a career. I know how to provide for my family because I'm watching my elders do it. And I'm actually taking advice this time. I didn't really listen to many people. You know, I thought I had it figured out. But marriage is not miming, meaning that you can't just put the song on and act out what you think is going to come next. Life will throw curves at you. Now, either you're going to sit, take a step back and say, okay, what can I do to fix what I need to fix? Or you're going to run. You cannot run from everything in life. It doesn't work that way. And if you really want to be committed and you want to be like the best person you can be, you got to face the things you got to face and keep it moving. Don't be ashamed to apologize. Don't be ashamed to step it up. You know, we've come a long way from just wearing polos and baggy jeans. You know, everything's a little fitted now.
Yeah.
I could throw on a suit and not feel like I'm going to court because it's hella fit, or I got to go to a funeral. Like we was thrifting for a good while.
Yes.
Go to the thrift store, get your little gear up, get it dry clean. Now you don't put your own fit together. Like as you level up, there's nothing wrong with dropping some things off and keeping it moving. The double standard comes where you think that just because you see your woman changing that you don't have to. No, you need to change too. You know,
you have to.
As you're getting older, bro, like some things just ain't gonna feel right. Like I don't have the desire to hang out on the corner, be up 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I don't have that because a lot of stuff that you don't want to happen happens at those times. I'm good.
That's true.
I don't hang around crowds that's going to draw the negative attention. You know, if I can't bring you around the friends that I have that are police officers without them having to want to check your name, then I just our relationship is with each other. Like
that's true.
Things change, bro. So
that's true. And I like how you said about your wife changing or your significant other changing. That's when your environment itself changes, you have to change yourself, or 100%. You're gonna feel like everybody else around you is acting funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you had time for before, you don't have that time no more. And people have to understand that from being in a relationship and just being boyfriend and girlfriend to being fiance to fiance, there's a change in standard. Becoming husband and wife, there's a change in standard. You know what I'm saying? And then everything else after that is just a yearly thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is all right, we made it 10 years. Now we want to do this differently now. Now we made it 30 years. Now we want to do this differently now. What do we want now? The conversations even change. We got grandkids now. Okay, we need to get the life insurance thing going on, or if you don't already have that, all these, because now you're setting up for what's behind you. You're not looking forward anymore. You're setting up for it, making sure everybody behind you is now taken care of. You're changing your standard to somebody else now.
Yeah.
So we have to remember that, not just in couples, but even as individuals or in single people, as people around you change, whether it's your job or anything else, you have to change. Period.
Or unless you're going to be, always one thing that you always hear is that people say, I always go back to my old neighborhood and people doing the same thing over, and it ain't nothing with them change. For them, what they're going through just may work for them. It just didn't work for you. So
That's it.
I can't spend 2 or 3 days in a row every single week hanging with the guys. You know what? I need one day where we could, we hang out. It could be every other week. It could be, once a month, whatever works for you guys. If you're communicating, you're communicating. But when you got a family, when you got a wife or a spouse, you got to allocate time for everybody. You just can't do what you was doing when we were in high school. High school, you know what, man, I'm gonna get off, do my homework. If I'm going to work. If not, man, I'm gonna go hang with the boys. Man, when you're 30 plus, all right, get off of work. Kids need help with their schoolwork. Let's get that done. You gotta make dinner. Is it my turn to make dinner tonight? Your turn. All right. Okay, good. You make dinner. Baby need to take a shower. Let me go help the baby out. It's not going to be how it was when you're like 18 and 19, especially as you're getting older.
Yep.
Being an adult is ghetto. I wish I could go back to being a kid again. I wish
overrated, man. Overrated.
Overrated like a mug, bro. I'm telling y'all, if 20 years ago, bro, they'd have told me now, I'd have been like, Grandma, listen, would you need me to mop the floors? I got you. Say less. Let me wash these dishes. I ain't got no attitude. Homework is done, but that's just one thing about being in life. We go from, man, I can't wait to get older, to like, man, I wish I could have slowed down.
Yeah. You're right.
And you tell your kids that now. Tell your kids that now too. You got teenagers like, bro, back in my day, that's when you know it's happening. Man, back in my day, I used to do this.
That's how you know you're old. When you use that, when I was your age, it's terrible.
Like, boy, we had a little campus back in the day. Like, these kids like, what? Like, you had TikTok. Right. I had that little MP3 player that played 30
seconds. Man, yeah.
Yeah, so, man.
Yeah. But listen, what you want to realize is the standard is the standard, but it doesn't have to stay the standard.
Amen.
All right? You have the ability to adapt to the standard or change your own standard. That's whether you dating, working, or just trying to get yourself together. You control your standard. Don't let the standard control you. All right?
Sound like Players Club. Make the money. Money make you. All right, you guys. It's been a special moment with us. Thank you for tuning in. Man. Yeah. Listen, if you want to be a guest on the show, we got less than a minute to go. Want to be a guest on our show, please hit us up on our social medias. Mike, you got 10 seconds. Give me your social media.
Oh, dang. Fathers Club, Instagram. No, it's Humble Beast 87 is my Instagram. TikTok is Fathers Club. Michael Drake is Facebook.
All right. Catch me on Instagram, Scoop_Hampton. Facebook, Tyreek Hampton. LinkedIn, none of your beeswax. All right. LinkedIn is not a social media page. It's for me to get jobs. All right. And listen, it's been real. Thank you for your time. And Tyreek.
I'm Mike.
2 fingers, 1 love.